Hey guys, Stephen McInday here from Perfect Balance Clinic. Get this the right way around. I've been so excited about coming to meet this guy here with his business in Hertford. It's just been a really exciting morning actually, just getting to know Dean and some of the stuff that he's doing in his business down here. But I thought I'd introduce him to you and we'll just find out a little bit about what Dean does with his clients that we send to you and obviously people that come and find you. What kind of stuff do you do with them when they come in?
We run through an assessment with them, Stephen,
Yeah.
Off the bike first for about 45 minutes, so we can see what they bring to the bike. And then we get them to place their bike here, or if they don't have a bike, we use a jig. And we get them pedalling away with some live markers on them, and we then take the opportunity to video them from front and rear, left and right, and then measure them from both sides, and then run through a fitting protocol.
Oh, fantastic. So why might people come and see you for a bike fit? What kind of questions do they ask you?
Generally, it can be anything from considering buying a new bike to injury or just want to be a little bit more comfortable. Even the racers that come in, if I offer them the opportunity between being fast and comfortable or just a bit faster, everyone likes a bit more comfort.
So do you find that there's a link between, I know we send a few people to you for...
Yes, thank you.
That's okay, it's my pleasure. Well, we get a great service from Dean. It's really very easy to work with. The clients all come back with a really detailed report, which is absolutely fantastic. And what's really important is that clients understand what's on the report, because if they come back with a detailed report and they don't understand it, and they can't make the changes that are needed to be able to stop them getting the injuries in the first place, then it's a bit of a waste of time and a bit of a waste of money. But Dean's fantastic, and he really takes the effort to go through and explain things to people, which makes a big difference when it comes to fitting someone on their nice new shiny bike. But I know we send people to you with injuries, which is probably makes up a big part of your business.
Yeah, it's probably about 50%, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's big. And the other side being more performance-based. So
yeah, performance and comfort, speed. Yeah.
Do you find that the two are linked together? That the people with getting injuries are also slower on their bikes, or they might
for
be
sure.
getting injuries?
The body will compensate, and you'll get away with a little niggle for a while, and then we hit a plateau. It's either on a performance level for an athlete that's after goals or competing, or for a more recreational person, somebody like me, that you hit a distance or an aim that you're looking for, and all of a sudden you start getting issues with your body that you didn't have before, and nothing may have changed, but you're just hitting that plateau.
Yeah, great.
And we can help with that.
So for those people at home who haven't had a bike, but they might have a new bike that they want to get set up, what would be the first step in kind of moving towards speaking to you about a bike fit? What would they do?
Generally, drop me an email with a telephone number. We've got a contact on the website, and then I'll
fitmeup.com.
And then I'll very happily call you back at a time that you want to, and then we can discuss how we can help. Just to make sure that you don't commit 3 hours of your day, your time to come in and see me, to find that I can't be helpful. So we kind of do a nice screen first by chatting, just to make sure that we understand that I can help, or if I say actually no, I can't help, don't waste your time, go and do this first.
Yeah, so I think what's really great is that it's not just a quick come in, bring your bike, let's tighten a few bits here and there. What would the process be? I know you talked about getting the bike and going through. I know we talked about how many saddles do you actually have up here? I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's so many saddles here.
We've got over 60 different shapes. Some of them are very similar from different manufacturers, but it's just to help people get an idea of, sometimes the saddle is ideal even though it's uncomfortable. It's how the person's sitting on the saddle which we can again help, and often it may be because the saddle is in the wrong place, the wrong adjustment. So
apart from soreness on their derriere, what kind of problems might the saddle be causing, and what kind of changes might you look at for the saddle?
Unfortunately, the saddle can be responsible for almost anything. With the height or the forwards and backwards adjustment on the saddle, I'm assuming there's a bike here, so that's what my hands are waving around. If the saddle's pitching up, then it can make it very difficult to reach to the front of the bike. If there's an issue with the pelvis and how the rider's sitting on the saddle, again, that can make it difficult to reach the front of the bike. One of the most common things we see is that the saddle's in a place that's making it difficult to reach. So the rider tries to reach forwards, but because most human beings' sensitive areas are then pressed into the front of the saddle.
Yeah.
The pelvis then tilts away from it naturally over the length of a ride, which makes it even harder to reach the handlebars instead of being in a nice, easy, even position with the elbows bent.
So I guess some of the problems that the person might get might be neck pain, headaches. I see a lot of cyclists in clinic that get this kind of recurrent cyclist neck, I think it's called now, where they're turning and then their neck area here is just completely jammed up, and that's causing them headaches and all sorts of kind of problems down their arm as well. I guess that could all be coming from the saddle.
Very much so, particularly this time of year, because it's a lot colder. Sorry, date-specific reference there.
Yeah.
If in the colder times of the year, it can add to it because we're a lot tighter and we've got more clothing on, which makes it more difficult to reach forwards when you're all layered up.
Yeah.
In the summer, it's not so much, but then in the summer, we tend to ride longer because longer days and it's lovely, we've got a bit of warmth.
Yeah.
So we tend to see both.
I guess in the winter time when it is very cold like it is now, you've got that kind of cool air blowing on your neck all the time as well. And I know that kind of quick evaporation tends to cool down the muscles rapidly, which can lead to more significant problems later on. It makes it, from my point of view in clinic, it does make it quite difficult to get rid of the problem sometimes if we're not looking at kind of this problem in a more holistic and 360 way. So your osteopath or physio that you might be seeing for your neck problem might be massaging you and getting rid of the problem, but then you go out on your bike at the weekend, problem comes back again, then you go and sit at your desk over the week, and then it gets worse and worse and builds up from there. So that's a number one tip I think that I see from if I was to give some tips about cyclists. But what would your tips be for just anyone at home who wanted to think about bike fit but wanted to try it first and then come and see you afterwards for more detailed advice?
Do a bit of research, think about what you want from a bike. We're very lucky with cycling in that most people, if they want to, can afford a very similar bike to we see the professionals riding. And that makes cycling almost a unique sport because no one really can go and buy a Formula One car or a MotoGP bike. But get the bike that will do what you want it to do. None of my bikes are full-on sports, racy bikes. They're made so that I can be comfortable on them. The weakest link in any bike I've got is me. So get something that is going to fulfill what you need, be it slightly wider tyres or pick up the phone and ask someone who knows that maybe isn't going to try and sell you a bike, which is a plug to maybe talk to me or somebody like me.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic meeting you and coming to see the fantastic workshop here. It's really, really incredible to see how much you can actually change on a single bike. So it's great. But thank you very much for your time.
Great. Thanks very much.
So it's goodbye from me.
And also goodbye from me.
Thanks a lot, guys.